Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Public Service for July 27th, 2021. This is a public meeting and there are no lettings or no hearings today. So I would ask that only members of this board speak unless recognized by myself or the secretary. Also, at today's meeting, I would like to introduce Miss Sylvia Boyd, who is Andrea Gutierrez's assistant. Andrea will be leading the meeting today under the direction of the secretary for training purposes. So with that, I would ask the secretary pro tem to please call the roll.
Director Echols, Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Isom,
Aye.
Director Russell, Director Scobie,
Here.
and President Bradley.
Here we have a quorum. I will call this meeting to order.
Recommendations that approval be given as follows. Plans and specifications for letting number 8733, window replacement, West Climate Control Plant at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Estimated cost of $781,000 to be paid from ordinance number 71005. Contract and bond for letting number 8729, fiscal year 2022 and fiscal year 2023, citywide sidewalk contract project number R2021-02-126, St. Louis, Missouri. Emergency actions for emergency work order for EA 21-013, C9 garage demolition at Cervantes Center, St. Louis, Missouri. The estimated cost is $2,169,802 and can be charged to the following account: 1218-5652000-708-8302. From the Office of Special Events, request the following be approved with certain conditions. Permission is requested by the Landing Bicentennial Celebration to have the following declared a festival zone. First Street and Second Street between Laclede Landing Boulevard and Lucas Street, including Morgan Street between First Street and Third Street on August 7th, 2021 from 7 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Permission is requested by People's Clinic to have the following declared a festival zone: 5701 Delmar from 6 p.m. August the 6th, 2021 to 6 p.m. August the 7th, 2021. Permission is requested by Bicentennial Art Fest and Ice Cream Social to have the following declared a festival zone: Hold'em tracks from Grand Center to the City Line on August 7th, 2021 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Permission is requested by Not So Quiet Concert Series Library to have the following declared a festival zone: 1301 Olive Street on August 19th, 2021 from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that the following be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 127668, request to allow placement of a mobile wireless communication tower, Cells on Wheels, COW, for overflow cellular communication messages for patrons, attendees, vendors, and emergency services, and first responder personnel during the special event in Forest Park, the Great Forest Park Balloon Glow and Race, from August 2nd, 2021 through September 30th, 2021. Director of Public Utilities, recommendations that the following be approved subject to certain conditions. Commercial Communications Systems License Agreement between the City of St. Louis and Everstream Solution, LLC, to grant a limited license to use specific portions of the public right-of-way and or other public places pursuant to the terms and conditions hereof for the purposes of construction, operation, use, replacement, reconstruction, or maintenance of a communications transmission system. Director of Public Utilities and Safety, joint recommendations that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 129328 to subdivide 3310, 3312, 3314, 3318, 3320, and 3322, and 3324 Vista into 5 lots. Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that 6 applications from AT&T be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 127587-, AT&T will start at an existing AT&T manhole located on North 22nd Street to the alley between North Market Street and Benton Street from 2410 North 22nd Street. From this manhole, bore east down the alley for 194 feet and then turn and bore south for 51 feet before entering the private property at 2123 North Market Street. Application number 127609, AT&T to access the existing facilities on a pole at alley next to the address at 2718 Whittier Street. Come down that pole in the alley and bore 40 feet in the right-of-way to the rear of the property at 4161 Kimberly Avenue. Application number 127611, AT&T contracted to access cable on pole at 2725 Alhambra Court and bore a 2-foot interduct with cable 60 foot across Alhambra Court to 3523 Magnolia. Application number 127612, start at existing handhole located at the side of 3820 North 14th Street. From this handhole, for west down Farrar Street, 3 feet off of the north curb line for 688 feet to the west side of Blair Avenue, and place a 3 by 2 by 3 foot handhold at this location. Then bore south under the sidewalk of Blair Avenue for 289 feet, where another 3 by 2 by 3 foot handhold will be placed. Then place 91 foot before leaving the city right-of-way at the side of 1501 Salisbury Street. A 2-inch poly pipe with a fiber cable inside will be placed in the city of St. Louis right-of-way for 1,068 feet. Application number 127657, AT&T contracted to access existing manhole at the rear of 300 Russell Boulevard and place cable in the existing conduit 373 feet east to existing manhole at side of 2115 South 2nd Street. From there, bore a 2-inch interduct with cable 379 feet north to the side of 222 Russell Boulevard. Lane closure will be needed. Application number 127658, AT&T to repair deteriorating manhole neck at the side of 5696 Kingsbury Place. Place 3 4-inch conduits by directional bore for 461 feet between existing manholes from front of 324 DeBolivar Avenue to 286 DeBolivar Avenue. Joint recommendations that 2 applications from Charter be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 127588, starting at existing Charter Vault, 4573 Children's Place. Charter will bore east 725 feet into existing manhole located at Children's Place and South Taylor Avenue. From there, Charter will bore, if possible, open cut if we have, to north 658 feet up to 216 South Taylor Avenue and connect to existing Charter PD. This is for a forced relocate project for Wash Youth. Application number 127610, starting at existing pole on the side of 4916 Berthold Avenue in the alley, or south down alley towards Manchester Avenue, stopping at the alley north of Manchester Avenue. From there, bore west to the alley to 5015 Manchester Avenue in the rear. Joint recommendations that 14 applications from MCI be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 127635, at the side of start address 2201 Jewel Street, there is an existing handhold. From that handhold, directional bore 334 feet east on the south side of Ann Avenue to place a new handhold at the southwest corner of Ann Avenue and McNair Avenue. From the new handhold, a directional bore, 753 feet north on the west side of McNair Avenue to place a new handhold at the southwest corner of Allen Avenue and McNair Avenue. From the new handhold, a directional bore 675 feet east on the south side of Allen Avenue to place a new handhold at the southeast corner of Allen Avenue and Mississippi Avenue. From the new handhold, a directional bore 419 feet north on the west side of Mississippi Avenue to place a new handhold in the northwest corner of Mississippi Avenue and Geyer, where there is a proposed 5G site at the stop permit address at 2001 Geyer Avenue. Application number 127636, starting at 5218 Wall Street, a new handheld 30 by 60 by 30 will be placed. From the new handhold, a directional bore of 472 feet east on the south side of Wall Street, then bore south on the west side of Brannan Avenue to place a new handhold 24 by 36 by 24 at northwest corner of Eichelberger Street Alley and Brannan Avenue. From the new handhold, a directional bore of 570 feet will run south in the west side of Brannan Avenue to place a new handhold 30 by 60 by 30 located in front of the Goethe Avenue. From the new handhold, a directional bore of 305 feet east on the south side of Goethe Avenue to tie into an existing handhold placed by Verizon Wireless at the permit stop point at 5611 South Kings Highway Boulevard. Application number 127643, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting an existing handhold at the southwest corner of North 10th Street and Cole Street, bore north 90 feet crossing Cole Street and place a new handhold. Bore 284 feet north along west side of North 10th Street to 1002 Carr Street and place new handhold. Bore west for 626 feet ending at 1118 Carr Street and place it a new handhold. Application number 127644, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L times 5W times 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bores will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting at an existing handhold at 900 Cass Avenue, bore 66 feet along south side of Cass Avenue to 818 Cass Avenue, and place a new handhold. Bore south for 308 feet to southeast corner of North 9th Street and Dixon Street. Turn and bore east for 77 feet, ending at 1424 North 9th Street, and placing a new handhold. Application number 127645, bore and replace 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slot will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting an existing handhold at 1722 Cass Avenue, bore west 352 feet to 1824 Cass Avenue and place a new handhold. Bore 1,004 feet south along the east side of Adele Place, ending across from 1227 Arthur Place and placing a new handhold. Application number 127646, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at maximum of 42 inches deep and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting at an existing handhold near 1216 North 9th Street, place 120 feet of fiber in existing conduit to southeast corner of O'Fallon Street and North 9th Street. Bore west 400 feet to southwest corner of O'Fallon Street and North 10th Street. Bore 92 feet north along the west side of North 10th Street, ending at the northwest corner of O'Fallon Street and North 10th Street, and placing a new handhold. Application number 127647, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L times 5W times 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Start at an existing handhold at 1434 Cass Avenue for south 920 feet along the west side of North 14th Street, ending at O'Fallon Street and North 14th Street, and placing a new handhold. Application number 127648, bore and replace 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L times 5W times 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bores will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting at an existing handhold at North 13th Street and Cass Avenue, for west 729 feet along the south side of Cass Avenue to Madison Avenue, and place a new handhold at 1434 Cass Avenue. Continue to bore west for 1,249 feet, ending at 1722 Cass Avenue, and place the new handhold. Application number 127649, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L times 5W times 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting at existing handhold near 1216 North 9th Street, bore north 120 feet along the east side of North 9th Street to southeast corner of O'Fallon Street and North 9th Street, and place a new handhold. Bore east for 287 feet, ending at O'Fallon Street and North 8th Street, and placing a new handhold. Application number 127650, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting at existing handhold at 900 Cass Avenue, bore west for 1,250 feet to 1450 North 13th Street, and place a new handhold. Bore 966 feet north along the east side of North 13th Street to 1315 Howard Street, and place a new handhold. Continue north for 1,028 feet, ending at the northeast corner of North 13th Street and Madison Avenue, placing a new handhold. Application number 127651, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Start at an existing handhold at North 13th Street and Madison Avenue, bore west 342 feet along the north side of Madison Avenue, ending at North 14th Street and Madison Avenue, placing a new handhold. Application number 127652, bore and replace 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Starting an existing handhold at 13011 Warren Street, bore north along the west side of North 13th Street for 548 feet to 1300 St. Louis Avenue, and place a new handhold. Then bore 484 feet west along the south side of St. Louis Avenue, ending at the rear of 2717 North 14th Street, and placing a new handhold. Application number 127653, bore and place 1 2-inch conduit at minimum of 42 inches deep and place 3L by 5W by 3D handholds for new fiber. Any required bore slots will be at a depth of 3 feet. Start by placing a new handhold at 4550 Forest Park Avenue and bore north for 134 feet to 4535 Forest Park Avenue. Place a new handhold. Bore east 550 feet to 4497 Forest Park Avenue and place a new handhold. Bore 532 feet south along the east side of South Taylor to 4483 Duncan Avenue and place a new handhold. Bore 84 feet south along the east side of South Taylor to 400 South Taylor Avenue and place a new handhold. Bore 45 feet west across South Taylor ending at 4528 Parkview Place and placing a new handhold. Application number 127654. Start an existing handhold at North 13th Street and Madison Avenue, bore north along the east side of North 13th Street for 563 feet to North 13th Street and Monroe Street, and place a new handhold. Then bore 372 feet north along the east side of North 13th Street to 1229 Market Street and place a new handhold. Turn and bore 52 feet west across North 13th Street, then bore north along the west side of North 13th, getting confused. Let me start over. Where was I at? I'm going to start with then bore 372 feet north along the east side of North 13th Street to 1229 Market Street and place a new handhold. Turn and bore 52 feet west across North 13th Street, then bore north along the west side of 13th Street for 301 feet to 1303 Benton Street and place a new handhold. Then bore 389 feet north along the west side of North 13th Street, ending at 1301 Warren Street and placing a new handhold. Joint recommendation that one application for MCI be filed. Application number 127626, board approved doc number 300593 on July 13, 2021. Communications will resubmit at a later time. Joint communications that 2 applications for Verizon be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 600-416, 212 North 8th Street, AT&T Mobility. Application number 600-417, 1024 Art Hill Place, AT&T Mobility. Director of Streets, recommendation that the following be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 129294, Muhammad Amin, Central Commercial Condos, LLC, requesting to encroach with an awning at 4101 Laclede Avenue. Total encroachment is 3 feet 8 inches with a 15-foot setback. Director of Public Safety.
Good
Now we
afternoon.
have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Sandra Long, zoning specialist for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per board order number 766 transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval is recommended for one application, 6301 South Grand, and approval with conditions is recommended for 6 applications, 6927 Filer, 5201 South 37th Street, 701 North 1st Street, 3938 Bates, 3863 South Grand, and 3326 Watson. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Just one question before I ask for the board. Just a
Okay.
clarification, is the first one 6927 Filer or 6827?
It's 6927.
Okay, please make that adjustment on your agenda. Board member 6927 filer for the home daycare. With that, are there any questions on today's conditional uses from our board?
Greg Hayes, make a motion to approve the conditional uses as submitted.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Scobie.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Echols? Oh, he wasn't here. Director Hayes?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, this is Dr. Eccles. Aye.
Director Isom?
Aye.
Director Russell? Director Scobie?
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, today's conditional uses are approved. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from our last board meeting, July 20th, 2021. Are there any questions or comments on those meeting minutes as presented? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion, please. Thank you. May I have a second, please?
Isom, second.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Echols? Oh, here. Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Isom?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, the meeting minutes are approved. Today's agenda, questions or comments on today's agenda?
Scobie, move to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Hayes, second.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Hayes? Director Isom?
Aye.
Director Echols?
Aye.
Director Russell? Director Scobie?
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, are there any comments or any questions from any of our directors today?
Rich, I don't think I was heard. I maybe didn't go through. I was an aye on the last one. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. Seeing no comments, I just want to make the comment. Thank you, Sylvia, for a great job today. Appreciate it. With that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Greg Hayes.
Second, Scobie.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a nice afternoon.